Hey guys, so I'm going to be doing a video on my brother's AR15 pistol. So he's pretty much completed this. He's had it done for quite a while actually, and I'm not sure why I didn't make a video until now on it. But here we are. He's done with it, and he's shot probably about 2,000 rounds to the gun so far, I'd say. So he's had it for a while, you know, put it through its paces. So I figure now is a good time to make a video on it. So, like I said, this is a pistol because it's got the brace on here. You can shoulder this now. The ATF finally came out and said you can shoulder it, so you can fire it like this. A lot of people fired it like that to begin with, because otherwise you'd have to basically not touch your shoulder. Some people would just rest it against their chin, which is okay, but for 223, 5.56, if you're not shouldering it, it's probably going to kick up a little bit, especially with a short barrel rifle, because you get more of a muzzle blast out of the short barrels. So just to go over this gun, let's start from the back and go to the front. On the back here we have the SB, I believe, SB Tactical or something like that, brace on here. It's kind of rubbery, so it's not super, like, it looks like it's plastic. It looks like it's polymer from, you know, a Magpul stock per se, but it's rubber. Now, this has to be at a certain length on the receiver itself, so my brother had to like measure it, do some sort of measuring thing in order to be able to have this vertical grip on here, I believe. I think, if I'm not mistaken, you're allowed to have an AFG, but if you want a vertical grip, you have to have it at a certain length. So he like got a tape measure out and did that whole thing so that it's legal. The legalities are pretty stupid, but it is what it is. So the buffer tube on here is proprietary for this. It is metal. So down here, the grip is Magpul, and it is one of their rubber ones. I'm not sure how they specify the rubber ones. It's got a storage spot in the bottom. He also has a rubber wrap around here. It's made by Tough One Grips. He's sponsored by them, so he put one of those on here. I'm not a huge fan of these Tough One grips. I think it's because it's on a Magpul grip here, and it's kind of a thick Magpul grip. If you were to put this on a really thin pistol grip, maybe like an A1 or an A2 with the nub cut off, something really thin, then this rubber wrap, the Tough One grip, around that would be nice. But for me, it's just a little thick. It will increase like your grip on the gun, especially if your hands are sweaty and you're shooting during the summer. It'll definitely help with your grip. But personally, it's just a little bit too big for me. But he likes them, and they seem good quality. They're nice and tight on there. Moving forward, the body is actually Palmetto State. So my AR-15 was also had a Palmetto State lower. The upper was some like Aero Precision or something like that, which is basically the same OEM as the Palmetto States. But it is a Palmetto State lower and upper. The lower was purchased by itself, and again, he changed the grip. He changed the stock. He did keep the stock trigger set up in here. I think Palmetto State is like a 6-pound trigger, so mil specs are normally like 8, if I'm not mistaken, so they're a little bit better than a mil spec, but I changed the trigger out on mine for a CMC one, but he didn't want to spend the money on it. It's not that bad, it really isn't. It's actually a pretty sweet shooter. So what else? He has a Magpul bad lever right here, so it just extends. If you don't know what it is, it's just a latch for the bolt lock there, so you can basically reload quicker. Instead of going like this, you can just push down with your pointer finger, and then you can lock it up like that. Pretty cool. I have one on mine as well. He kind of copied me because I bought mine first, and he liked it. This magazine catch, I'm not sure what brand it is. It might be like Strike Industries because they make a lot of colorful CNC products, but it's just an extended mag catch, which I can highly appreciate my brother spending money on this, because when you're going to shoot and then you put your pointer finger up to hit the mag catch, it's just so much bigger, and I like it a lot. It adds a little bit of flair to the gun. I think he should also add a red charging handle latch. I bought a blue one. He should buy a red one. And then maybe if he can find a red selector switch, that'd be cool too, to do the red, the 3 accents. That'd be pretty cool, I think. Magazines that he uses are Magpul. I think they're like the current gen. As far as bullets we use Wolf steel case pretty much exclusively because it's the cheapest out there. AR15s do a pretty good job at cycling those rounds. He bought the Palmetto State upper receiver with this rail on it. It's even got the Palmetto State logo. Actually, that's like laser etched in there instead of the other markings, which are just like actually marked in the receiver. They're not actually like filled in with white or anything, whereas the one on the upper does. So that's pretty cool. But basically Palmetto State upper and lower, just bought at different times. What else? There's a Field Sport T1 replica, pretty cheap. I had 2 of these break. I don't know if I got fake ones, but I had 2 of them break on my AR because of the recoil. But my brother has far surpassed when mine broke. So both of mine broke within about 2,000 rounds. This one hasn't broke in 2,000 rounds. It just one. So he might have gotten a real one, and then the ones that I got were just fakes or something that were cheap. But this one actually works perfectly for him. And again, 2,000 rounds, and it is not loose at all. Again, I broke both of mine within 2,000 rounds. So this must be a real one or something. It runs beautifully. It is a pistol, so it's got a short gas system. So when you fire the gun, the recoil is not crazy. To me, it's not. Maybe a little bit. It's definitely more than my AR, because my AR is 18 inches. So it's a lot heavier, and just 18-inch, 20-inch barreled ARs are just so sweet to shoot because there's like no recoil. But when you get into this 10-inch barrel, the pistol size, it's got a little bit more kick to it, but still, any shooter can shoot this, even new people, honestly. It is louder with the muzzle. This is a standard birdcage A2, and you know, the recoil is not that bad. The blast out of it's there's kind of a lot of blast out of it, sort of. My brother, he had tried a muzzle brake, and I think that's what had the most blast. I think the blast on this one is actually not too bad. The rail system on here, like I said, is, well, I don't know if I mentioned, it's a Geisley, and it's M-LOK. He's got some little slots there, rubber, which are nice. And then he has the BCM M-LOK foregrip over here. The way the rail is it's got rails all the way around the sides and then monolithic. I don't see him putting anything on here. I don't know why you would, unless he wants to do like a flashlight and then maybe like go shooting at night. I don't know. As far as like range and accuracy, we haven't really put it to the test. He basically just sat at a cardboard target that we had probably at 75, maybe 50 yards, and he just shot it and sighted it in for that, and that's where he's left it. I mean, this thing is kind of point and shoot from under 100 yards, definitely effective past 100 yards for sure, but this is more of a 100-yard undergun because of the barrel length, because of the recoil. And if you have any questions or anything, let me know. Thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna put shooting videos in here, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Palmetto State AR15 pistol with Wolf 223. This is 55 grain, so it's pretty light stuff with Magpul PMags.